Hi, this is Thresden, and this is part 26 of an Elder Scrolls Online Greymoor Edition walkthrough. In the previous video, we were trying to get to an Icereach Coven camp that we needed to investigate, but on the way to the camp we came across some orcs, and they asked us for help. Their mine had caved in. So right now, we're going to go ahead and go into the mine and try to rescue the mine workers and find out what caused the cave-in, and then we'll move on and get to the Icereach Coven camp. We're going to do that right now. Mor Khazgur Mine. The orcs of Mor Khazgur have mined the Drawdick Mountain since the Merithic era. Couldn't read the rest of that. The mine is obviously collapsing.
You there. Are there other survivors? Where's Foreman Muga?
I haven't seen Muga since the cave-in, Chief. The rest are in hiding. The mines are completely overrun.
All right. Search the tunnels. Let's find the others. The collapse is farther down, but some of the survivors might be nearby. Greg and I will take one path, you take the other. Save as many as you can. And keep an eye out for the Foreman Muga. If anyone knows what happened, it would be him.
Any idea what's attacking the miners?
The orcs who saw them said they looked like pale goblins with eyes like moles. I've heard tales like this before. Hearth's mother's stories to keep the little ones out of the mine. I guess some tall tales are true. Come on, let's find the survivors.
By Moloch, I've never seen anything like these creatures. Horrible, scuttling things and tiny, shriveled monsters. There's not enough iron in 10 strongholds to fight off beasts like that.
Damn it! None of this would have happened if we'd been working the stone with our hands instead of Urzik's potions. I guess we should focus on the task at hand. Finding the survivors.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Stop pointing the finger and let's deal with the problem at hand. We'll figure out what happened afterwards.
Finally. We've been waiting for relief for hours. You know I'd help fight the monsters off if not for this damned leg. Doesn't matter. I'm ready to get out of here. None of this would have happened if the chief... Never mind.
If the chief what?
She keeps leaning on us to find new veins of ore, but it's nearly dry. We can't produce what doesn't exist. That damn stone melt solution was supposed to speed up the mine expansion, but it went crazy. Now we've got this to contend with too.
All right, the way is clear. You can head for the surface. Well, I was gonna go help that person, but looks like it's under control.
Thank Moloch. I thought I would die down here. Who came with you? The chief? Greg?
Both. Why?
Just wondering if they could bury the hatchet long enough to get us out of this. That business between them is going to come to a head sooner or later. I say let's get it over with. This whole disaster is their fault. Both of them.
The way out is clear. You can escape now. Fulmer Twilight Warrior. That's what we're fighting down here.
Well, you're not a slit-faced goblin thing or a giant bug. Good news for me, eh? Been stuck here since the collapse. And let me tell you, those things are everywhere. I hope the other workers don't blame the chief for this.
Why?
Because it's not her fault. Her expectations for mine output are reasonable, generous even. Some of Greg's cronies are never satisfied. I heard rumors that some miners were changing the stone melt recipe to increase our output.
What? How did they change the recipe?
I don't know. This is rumor, you know? The idea is that a stronger potion could cut through more stone, lighten the work a bit. But Chief Urzek's recipe is very specific. If someone did mess with it, it would have been guesswork.
I see. All right, the way is clear. You should make for the exit.
Steel and Stone, am I glad to see you. I thought we were done for. Listen, there are still miners that need help. They're trapped behind a tunnel collapse down below. I tried to dig them out, but those creatures started gathering. I had to run.
Tell me about this tunnel collapse.
It's at the entrance to a new dig site. A good one. Plenty of ore in there. I don't know what caused the cave-in. I just heard the rumble and saw the others haul Arsh to the exits. I tried to help my kin, but those stones are just too big.
All right, I'll investigate the cave-in. You get going. Well, I thought I was going to be able to use my other ultimate, but don't have enough ultimate to do it. That one. That's the one I wanted to use. Jump down right here, but it looks like there's some extra loot.
We'll never get to them in time at this rate. We need to dissolve the stone.
Open your eyes, Urzek. It's too unstable. We can't risk a larger collapse!
Thulsgreg meals like a dog while our kin fight for their lives. Attacking the stone with pick and spade is asinine. We have to make our way through with the stone melt solution.
How do we do that?
Looks like these damn creatures scattered the ingredients all over the place. I'm not about to send these miners back into harm's way. So how about it, outsider? Can you track the ingredients down and bring them back?
Sure, I can find the ingredients. How does this potion work?
Mixing the 3 reagents together creates a potent alchemical solvent. It's perfectly safe, but it does work quickly, so be prepared to move. Just follow my instructions on the table over there. It contains a list of everything you need.
What happens if I make a mistake?
We'll lose precious time, so don't make a mistake. Don't fret, all right? The instructions are simple. That's why I'm having you prepare it instead of doing it myself. I need to show the clan that anyone can do this, even an outsider. No offense.
How did you learn about this stone melt solution?
Just like anything else, in battle. I served the Covenant for a while, and I met a sapper who could collapse castle walls with potions. Made me uncomfortable at first, just like this lot. But then I started studying and realized its potential.
So, this started as a siege technique?
It did. But not everything used in war is fundamentally destructive. If I could just get my clan to understand the value of it. To be a chief is to be frustrated, all the time. I just hope we can all learn something here.
Are you really going to participate in her madness? Damn it! Maybe Mazog shouldn't have trusted you after all. Well, I'm not going anywhere. I guess we'll all die together.
Chief Urzik seems pretty confident it will work.
She's an alchemist. I'm a mine overseer. I think I've got a better handle on how to move stone. It was only a matter of time before her pride betrayed us. Guess it's fitting that we both get crushed together down here. Keep at it! No one stops digging until we break through.
Stone melt potion recipe. Ingredients: 2 parts snowbear bile, boiled. 1 part dried shulker resin, finely ground. 1 part ash pit powder. To ensure a proper reaction in the stone's composition, ingredients must be mixed in the proper order and in the ratio specified. First, create a base of snowbear bile, then slowly stir in the shulker resin until mixture turns foamy and light. Gently sprinkle in the ash pit powder, but be cautious not to overmix the solution before use. When ready to use, shake vigorously and pour onto desired surface. Alright, that quest icon makes it look like it's right over there, but I think it's up above us. Here we go. Shulker resin, a waxy substance that smells faintly of wet earth. You have the nerve to attack me? That's what's gonna happen to you. Snowbear bile, a small vial of thick, pungent liquid. Ash pit powder. This dark, chalky alchemical powder resembles coal dust, but emits a low heat. Okay, so there's the recipe. I've got to use snowbear bile first, then stir in shulker resin. Mixing bowl. Use. Alright, add snowbear bile. Now add shulker resin. And then ash pit powder.
Perfect. Now pour the solution onto the rocks blocking the entrance.
Alright.
Well done. Can your shovels and pickaxes compete with that, Greg?
Even a blind Etchater finds a pumpkin once in a while. It was luck and nothing more, Chief.
You see? Harmless. Come on. We still haven't found Muga or some of the other miners. Let's move.
All right. Charis egg. I don't know what good that is. I guess it's considered a treasure. Maybe? Ruined Charis egg. It's worth 6 gold. Alright. You know, why doesn't my character have a pet? Why did I never select a pet? Let's give him a pet here. How about... How about a Duskfire Nectar bat? I think that would be appropriate for a Magic and Nightblade.
Jawbone, what happened in here? No time to mull it over. If anyone knows, it'll be Muga. He was probably on the scaffolding managing the evacuation. Head up there and look for him. I've never...
Maybe now we can have our conversation.
I've never seen anything like this. That fissure. Did the stone melt really do all this? Doesn't matter. We have miners to save. By my count, 3 orcs are still missing, including the foreman Muga.
Do you think Muga survived?
He's tough as an Orsinium anvil. He survived. I'm sure of it. Like I said, he probably barked out orders from the scaffolding. Better vantage point up there. You search the top, and I'll look for the other miners below. And hey, one other thing.
What?
Make sure you find out what he knows about all this. I need the full story. I need to know who's to blame. Even if it's me.
All right, I'll find Muga and ask him what happened.
No telling what's crawling around in here. Fight well, all right? Go.
You know, I feel like we already know what happened. Obviously, somebody changed the formula. We just don't know who. So, it's kind of weird that we're not telling her what we found out, because it's pretty important information. But telling her is not an option. Treasure chest. Oh, this is gonna be close. Got a bow of Winter's Respite, Orichalk Pauldron of Stamina. Stuff I can certainly deconstruct. got to get up on the scaffolding somehow. It's this ramp over here. This girl right here. At first I thought she looked like an old woman, but actually she's a young woman with gray hair, silver hair. All right, now, how am I going to get up there? Okay. Oh. That is not what I wanted to do. It worked though, it got me back here. So the mistake I made was jumping down, following that girl down there. I should have gone up. But I don't see any way up from here. It looked like there was a way up. It's over here.
Hey! Over here! Finally, a friendly face. I knew Chief Urzik wouldn't just sit around and let us die. Came close, though. Almost went down the hole when the scaffolding collapsed. Good thing I'm so nimble, huh?
Muka, right? What happened here?
Wish I could tell you. Mazog, Narzba, and Blograth were getting ready to bore out a new path with the stone melt. Mazog came running back a few minutes later. Then it happened. The mine shook like a wet dog, and the whole tusking place came down.
Do you think the others could have survived?
I don't know. I've been a foreman long enough to know when hope's lost. But here I am hoping. I think they made it to the scaffolding, but I'm not sure. I hope you'll do me another favor and look for them. If they survived, they'll need a hand.
All right, I'll look for Narzba and Blograth.
You cleaned out those monsters, right? Don't worry about me. I'll just catch my breath and head down. Go on and find the others.
Almost did it again. Where are they? Oh, that's a player. Alright, now maybe the missing miners. Yeah, see, they're over here. So, that's why this is here. It looks like they're dead. New solution instructions. I don't trust this stone meld potion or the chief's insistence on using it, but she's our chief and we must follow her word. That said, I don't intend to have everyone work themselves to death to meet her production demands. Magic potions don't make the hours pass any faster down here. The deeper we go, the poorer the air quality and less stable the mine becomes. So, to meet our quotas, we will quadruple the recipe. This should achieve faster results with less time in the mine shafts. 4 parts dried chalk resin, finely ground. 8 parts snow bear bile, boiled. 4 part ash pit powder. Please use these instructions instead of the previous recipe, until I say otherwise. Mazog. Oh.
I've searched everywhere, haven't found anyone. Anything up there?
Yeah, you're in deep trouble.
Everyone made it out except for the 3 down here.
Or your wife
Any luck
is.
finding them? Find any proof of the chief's carelessness?
Muga survived, but the others didn't. Mazog altered the stone meld recipe and caused the collapse.
What? No, there has to be some mistake. Mazog would never hurt the clan on purpose. She only tries to protect us.
She was trying to meet Chief Urzik's production demands while cutting time spent in the mine.
You see? Chief Urzik is just as much to blame. She should have explained this alchemy properly. She should have eased our work schedules. We can argue about who's right later. Right now, we need to focus on getting out of the mine.
Can we go back the way we came?
We'll have to fight through those creatures again. There's another entry point this way. You just need to make a path for us. I'll help Muga and follow as soon as it's cleared.
Alright, and he is talking about... this way. Maybe not. I think I've got to go back up the ramp again. Alright. That is not the way. This is the most confusing cave in all of Western Skyrim, I think. Alright, so it's got to be below me. Nope. Maybe it's even further below. Yeah, it's right here. I just needed to turn around and it was right behind me. Like it wasn't gonna let me loot it there for a minute.
Use the stone melt solution on the boulders and get us out of here.
You sure?
You still have the stone melt, right? Use the rest of it to unblock the door.
Regardless of what happened with Mazog, or my feelings about Chief Urzik, Muga is kin and a friend. I'll get him to safety. You just need to clear a path.
Just one more boulder, and we're out of here. Go on.
Alright, I'm doing it. Wait. Oh, I hit... Alright, we made it out! Got 18 minutes left on this crown fortifying meal. I'm just gonna go ahead. Let's see what we got in this. Jewelry crafting survey, okay. Still no crafting motifs or style pages, but that's alright. I was expecting everybody to come out of the mine behind me, but apparently they're just gonna be standing there when I get there.
Chief Urzik, we don't need to do this in public.
I need to know. Everyone needs to know what happened down there, Thulsgreg. This clan has suffered enough resentful whispers and bad blood. It's time to clear the air.
Please, just listen. Mazog would never put the clan in danger on purpose. She was misguided, and she acted rashly, but she was only trying to meet the chief's demands. When Urzik finds out, Mazog shouldn't suffer for trying to protect her kin.
What kind of punishment will Mazog receive for causing the cave-in?
She'll suffer the blood price. It's how we punish our own. Rather than imprison them or make them unfit to work, we extract the tusks of those who fail the clan. Better than the bloodletting, I guess. But it's said to be excruciating.
You think the chief will follow through with it?
She'll take pleasure in it, unless you persuade her otherwise. Please, just talk to her. Convince her not to punish Mazog. Urzik may be blinded by her anger, but she bears some of the blame too. A failure in the clan is a failure of the chief.
The clan survives. Barely. We couldn't have done it without your help. I don't say this often, but thank you. Now tell me, did you find anything while you were down there? Anything that might explain how all this happened?
Mazog altered the recipe to try and take the strain off the miners.
Damn it! I suspected as much, but I really hoped I was wrong. She's given me no choice. I must invoke the blood price. Mazog's actions led to the death of her kin and the near collapse of our stronghold. I will remove her tusks myself.
Thulsgreg thinks you're guilty as well. You forced this new method on the clan without listening.
Ah! Of course Thulsgreg blames me. He always blames me. I brought this clan, this family, back from the brink. I gave us a second chance. I pushed too hard. This is what being a chief looks like. If our roles were reversed, what would you do?
Tell me more about your two options.
Punishing Mazog will set an example, and it's what the clan expects. We follow the code for a reason. But showing mercy might set us on a new path. One with less anger and distrust. You're an ally to this clan now. What do you think?
Alright, this is a tough choice. It's not good to let people go unpunished when they do stuff that gets people killed, but I'm worried they might break out into a civil war or something if she does this, so I'm gonna say you should spare Mazog.
You make a good point. I need to show my clan that I don't just offer a new approach to mining. I offer a new approach to what life in the clan means. And that starts now with mercy. Thank you. Please take this as a token of our friendship.
Alright, she's giving us a Mor Khazgur crusher. So we can scrap that.
I have a good feeling about the Stronghold's future. Hopefully this leniency will set us on a new course. Maybe Thulsgreg will even thank me. That would be a change of pace. Honestly, this is an opportunity to start fresh. We need that.
What about those creatures still stalking the mine?
That will take time. Our clan knows those tunnels better than anyone. We're in no condition to mount a full assault, but with planning and the right alchemical concoctions, we should be able to selectively cave in the shafts that are overrun.
You're going to lose a lot of your mind that way.
You're right. We will. But part of being an orc is starting with less. We'll find new deposits Maybe stretch our operation to the hills east of the stronghold. The Nords won't like it, but you know what I say to that.
I don't know. What do you say to that?
Tough.
Any other plans?
Rebuild. I'll work with Muga and the others to improve our processes in the mine. Reiterate the advantages, while taking their concerns into consideration. Showing Mazog mercy is just the first step. I have a lot to do.
Thank you, outsider. You saved this clan from ruin and my wife from unimaginable pain. I don't know how you convinced the chief to have mercy, but I don't care. This is great news. Maybe I misjudged Urzik. We'll see.
Have you changed your mind about Chief Urzik?
Perhaps I was too quick to judge. I disrespected her, but she still found it in her heart to free Mazog. I will support Chief Urzik going forward, you have my word. For the good of the clan, maybe we can find middle ground.
Alright, so it appears that that decision
Hear your
helped.
chief. Mazog made a foolish mistake, but there has been enough bloodshed today.
Thank you, Chief Urzik. Thank you!
As chief, I shoulder the blame as well. We orcs are slow to forgive, but we will forgive. I have a good feeling about the Stronghold's future.
Okay, so she's just saying the same thing there. Alright, so let's move on to the camp. Looks like there's a striking locale and a set station up here.
Where are you? Muffins! Come back!
Uh-oh, she's lost her dog or something.
Muffins! I have some delicious grains for you! Oh, excuse me. Have you seen a mammoth with big adorable eyes stomping around anywhere? Her name is Muffins and I'm think about her.
You have a pet mammoth?
Is that so strange? Yes, I do. I raised her from just a wee little thing. I can't imagine a life without her. Just one look at her sweet face and you'd understand. Oh, why did I think a fence would stop her?
I wish you luck. It's...
There you are, Muffins! Oh, my baby! I'm so relieved! Don't ever scare me like that again! Who's a good little mammoth? You are!
Oh boy. Not that good, good of a little mammoth. If she was that good, she wouldn't have run away.
You like the best stuff?
What in the world? This thing healed itself. Oh, wormwood. Yeah, I'll take that. Those orcs may be against alchemy, but I'm not. So I will definitely take some wormwood. Ah. Lindoran Ruin. My character has a funny scream, but when I generated him randomly. So maybe I should generate everything else randomly and then, or at least check the character scream next time I create one before I accept it. Alright, now, it looks like maybe the set station is in here. Dragon's Appetite. Alright, so I can make a Dragon's Appetite bow. I would need probably a certain number of traits. Doesn't look like I can make it. Here, I'm gonna try it. No, it says no set weapon types found. So I don't have the traits research to be able to do it, but apparently you can make Dragon's Appetite bows or staves right there. Or jewelry. If you have enough traits researched. Probably need 6 of them. Yeah, same thing here. Well, see, I thought... Yeah, there it is. I was fixing to say, I thought that was oak. But it is. I just couldn't get the cursor right. Trying to see if there's any way I can get around here without having to go down that road. Looks like I found a way down here. Alright, now there's a delve right here. But I'm going to do it later. I'll leave that aside for now and continue with the main story.
Ah, good. I was hoping you'd show up. Lyris was right. This camp is crawling with the Icereach Coven. And they're definitely producing the medallions here. I was even able to slip away with one. We need to get closer, though.
Closer?
There's more to figuring out this magic than just watching from afar. I need to know exactly how they go about creating them. With your help, we can learn everything about that here in this camp.
What's so special about this camp?
It's a landing site for the boats coming from the island of Icereach. Plus, they're collecting something here that goes into the process of creating the medallions. If you can get me to the center of the camp, I can learn what that is.
I'll help you reach the center of the camp.
Determining how they create these medallions will be an enormous help. The Grey Host has accelerated their plans. They need more medallions for a reason. A big harrowstorm is coming. We need to be ready.
Why do you think we can learn more at the center of the camp?
Because the Grey Host is guarding something down there. I couldn't get close, but it appeared that they built the camp to surround something. Plus, I heard a few of the witches talking. Complaining, really. about needing to prepare more medallions.
Tell me more about the Grey Host.
In the First Era, an army of vampires and werewolves tried to conquer the land before they were stopped in Bankurai. They called themselves the Grey Host. It seems this Rada al-Saran has resurrected the army, both figuratively and literally. Examine the headstones. Let's determine what's so special about the exhumed bodies.
The hour of our triumph.
The graveyard. The graveyard. The Icereach Coven certainly enjoy defiling graves. They exhumed some of the bodies buried here, but not all of them. The ones they dug up must be important to the creation of the medallions. We need to learn why.
How do we determine why some bodies were exhumed and not others?
Obviously, the bodies are already gone. All that remains are the headstones. Maybe they'll provide a clue as to why those particular corpses were exhumed. And maybe that will tell me something about the process used to create the medallions.
Alright, so some of the bodies are exhumed. There's one that's been exhumed. There's another one. There's 3 more. Here lies Brokil, beloved son, herder, died in his sleep, old as Skyrim. Sedua, a soldier of the Pact, she died in battle, buried too young. Isindor Fishgutter, dutiful fishmonger, wife of Yorin, choked on a fishbone, her youth not yet faded.
Medallions! More of them!
Beneath his stone lies Harlock the Bastard, a tired old wastrel and brother of Yor, a layabout in life, who froze in a blizzard. Okay, so far they're all old. Lekka the Corpulent, old as the Hist. This mother of Murkmire, scholar of our ways, she died of heartbreak. She was exhumed. Unknown, a traveling merchant run through by bandits. This daughter of Skyrim, thought old and wise. Here lies Uthbit, son of Ryle Chief Killer, and old as the hills, a warrior born.
Examine
he
the
passed on the
headstones
privy
and see
with a
what you
heaping
can
of
make out.
scorn.
Finished? Have you come to any conclusions?
Shield guard Carthy, he kept vigil. As a guard of the realm, a young shield cut short by an arrow in the gut. I'm going to check this one just to make sure. Seeks Birdsong of Stormhaven. Burned to death, so young, so sad. She came to us, a preacher of faith, and departed from us in ash. Alright, so the young ones they didn't exhume, only the old ones.
Time comes.
Well, we've both been over the headstones with a fine-toothed comb. If we can determine why the Coven dug up these particular bodies, it will tell us something about how the medallions were enchanted.
Let's discuss what we found on the headstones.
Of course. Compare notes and look for commonalities. You have the makings of a fine scholar, my friend. Now, let's see. I noticed there were a mix of different races buried here. They weren't all Nords. Anything strike you about the departed?
They all shared something in common when they died.
They did. Tell me more.
You can answer. They were all buried in this graveyard.
Well, yes, but so were the bodies that weren't disturbed. We're trying to determine what the exhumed corpses have in common, remember? There must be something else that we're missing.
I have another idea. Let's discuss what we found on the headstones.
Of course. Compare notes and look for commonalities. They did. Tell me more.
They were all old when they died.
Of course. Why didn't I see that? The headstones on the exhumed graves all mentioned that the person was old when they died. Let me think. Some necrotic spells require the remains of the elderly. Something to do with the natural decay of life.
The natural decay of life?
According to one necromantic theory, the older a living thing becomes, the more necrotic energy it naturally acquires. As a body grows old and withers, the life inside it decays. Necrotic energy is the byproduct of this deterioration.
Does that tell you enough to figure out how to create the medallions?
I now know enough about how they create the medallions to move my research along. I'll return to the Blue Palace and start putting an elixir together.
What else do you need me to do?
To fully craft an elixir to defend against the harrowstorms, I still require a sample of refined netherroot brew. Plus, we need to determine what the Grey Host has planned. Help Lyris and Svanna at the other camps. Then meet me at the Blue Palace.
We got the refined netherroot brew and Grey Host plans. Lyris and Svanna will meet us in Solitude.
You have been busy, my friend. And there's nothing left for us to do out here. Let's return to the Blue Palace in Solitude and see if our efforts are worth the risk. You go on ahead. I'll meet you there.
Okay. And I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to go to my house. Just going to go back to Snowmelt Suite.
The hour of our triumph draws near.
Then we can turn in these quests and maybe go talk to Svanna, Lyris, and Finn.
Medallions! More of them!
Pleased to see you in Solitude, stranger.
Right, I should be able to turn in the Halt the Harrowstorms quest now. If the quest giver would just appear. There she is. Oh, and
The
she's...
skies seem clearer to me, although my eyes aren't what they used to be. Report.
I disrupted a Harrowstorm, as you asked.
Of course you did, young blood. I never had a doubt. You've earned your reward and some rest. I expect to see you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when these Coven witches rear their ugly heads again.
And notice I get 2 daily reward coffers instead of 1, plus the bulging box. And 3 event tickets as well. You can use these to get collectibles as well.
Now that the Harrowstorms are clear, maybe we'll get to enjoy a nice, brisk blizzard. Dark clouds are gathering over the western
Alright,
tip.
so I'm just going to go ahead and take another one. You can go to this vendor called the Impresario and use your event tickets to buy outfits and pets and things like that. Alright, so we need to go talk to... we need to go to the Blue Palace. And this should be the end of the quest right here. Alright, sorry to interrupt the video so suddenly like this, but I realized after recording the footage that I never showed you the loot I got from the Harrowstorm quest. So, let me see. We got a blueprint for a Solitude armchair, a wooden one. That's nice. And... Alright, Curus of Eternal Vigor, come on, maybe I'll have a crafting motif in here. Another blueprint, alright. At least I got some cool blueprints for some furniture. Solitude wagon. Alright, that's it. Back to the video. was on the wrong screen.
So, do we have a way to defend against the harrowstorms or what?
The elixir should do what we need, provided neither Fen nor I made any miscalculations.
Yolen, don't be so negative. The elixir will work. You'll see. Oh, good. You're back. Mjolnir and I have been discussing the various ways to turn what we've got into a protective elixir. I'm hesitant to get too excited, but I think we've figured out how to defend against the harrowstorms.
Tell me what you're thinking.
The Grey Host uses an unstable mix of alchemy and sorcery to create the harrowstorms. An arcane ritual and the Netherroot brew focus the power of each harrowstorm through the prepared witch pikes. Ingenious, but fully exploitable.
Exploitable? How so?
We can use the refined brew as the basis of our elixir. Now that we understand how the harrowstorms are created, we can use those same components to replicate the medallion's protective properties. We just need to gather the necessary components.
How can I help?
Svana's associate, Mog, will procure most of the supplies I need, but there's one final ingredient required. For various reasons, I can't simply walk into the Hall of the Dead and claim it myself. I need you to acquire Arkay's sacred oil.
Arkay's sacred oil?
A holy ointment associated with a god that became popular due to imperial influence. It's used by the priests in the Hall of the Dead to provide protection against necromancy and the undead. We need that oil to create our elixir.
To the Hall of the Dead with you. Hurry along! Ingert still serves as High Priest, I believe. We're much the same, he and I. Yet he gets the fancy temple. And I get a hut in the woods.
You'll need my help.
Go ahead.
I'll meet you.
Get what Fen needs from the Hall of the Dead.
Mog, put away the tankard and get the supplies Fen requires.
Yes, your royal ladiness. But I'm keeping the tankard. Svana's giving orders. Thinks she's a proper princess now, she does. Well, I am an expert at procuring all sorts of procurements. I'll get what the Pale Elf needs. After I finish this drink. For medicinal purposes, you understand.
Yeah, I understand.
Knowing the orders my father has been issuing of late, you might need my help to acquire Arkay's sacred oil. I'll meet you at the Hall of the Dead.
Go ahead. Get what Fen needs from the Hall of the Dead. I'll make sure Mog follows through on procuring the rest of the supplies. He can be easily distracted in case you haven't noticed.
Okay, well, I wanted to go ahead and finish up this quest before the video ends, but I forgot that it takes a little bit longer than I realized. So that's going to be it for this video. In the next episode, we'll go get that oil from the Hall of the Dead. Thanks for watching. See you next time.